Okay, hi and welcome to this video. In this lecture, we'll be discussing how to place shadows or placing shadows, anyone you prefer. Right, so I have finished flattening it from the last video and it's looking pretty good. And one of the things that I did leave in this file is the color palette, like some of the colors I sampled or I also got from the reference pics that I had using Pixie, which I showed. Yeah, it's an awesome tool. You can sample colors from any part of the system, any picture, anything. I'm not using textures, I'm just showing you how to make awesome looking drawings based on just colors, flattening, a little bit of highlights, shadows, and so on and so forth, right? Hopefully in another tutorial we'll cover that. Okay, exclusively on AWA TV. Okay, so that's now that this is done. Okay, let me hide this color palette. Go pick on my flats and create another copy. Right, and we'll call this colors. Then one thing I would like to add to show you how the light is going to be set up in this drawing is light source direction or light source arrows. Okay, I think I prefer light source direction. Right? Okay, once that's set up, what that's all about is I recently started inculcating that into my drawings, like trying to know what direction I want the light source to be in the drawing. And think about it this way: as an illustrator, you're the director of the shot, setting it up, the action, the mode, while as a cinematographer, you're setting up the scene with colors, balance, and effects, right? Visual effects, VFX. Basically, that's what. So an illustrator is the director of the shot, while colorist is the cinematographer, right? I would just advise you read up a little bit more the roles in relation to film as well. Okay, when it comes to lighting, there's a quick rule of thumb, and even I have seen that when lighting is warm, the shadows are cool. When the lighting is cool, the shadows are warm. What I mean by cool lighting is colors in the range of blues, greens, and mixtures in between. And warm colors are reds, oranges, yellow, and so on and so forth. It will do a lot of good to read up on color theory. Not really going to be able to go deep into that. I just gave you a little tip there. Right? So I'm going to pick my colors layer. And then one thing I noticed is when I hold down the Alt key before hitting the bottom button of my vacuum tab, which more or less acts like my right and left mouse keys. Okay, so I'm holding Alt down, and once I hit that, it makes that sound, which is really annoying, by the way. So what you're meant to do is first hold down the bottom button of your stylus, of your video tool tab. It could be Wacom, it could be Unova, Huion, UG, you name it, and you now hold down Alt. That ensures that you're able to zoom in or out easily, right? And if I hold Control and hit this makes me zoom in and zoom out as well. It's dual function both ways. I can use both zoom in and zoom out functions to do the same thing, right? So got that out of the way. Moving forward. So go zoom in. I slipped there, didn't I? Okay, where were we? Okay, so we'll show you how to start with showing the primary and secondary light bounces, and we'll start placing in some shadow. And I went ahead in between videos and added this panther-like nozzle description, what I say, or line art on the nasal area. I noticed that the pop head shot that I'd done of Black Panther had this, and I hadn't included it. You'll see towards the end, right? I even rock it as a t-shirt, which I wore it to Comic Con, Lagos Comic Con. Let me clear that up, at least a con. Okay, so let's get into that. Okay, so I'll go over and pick my magic wand. So it's selected that area. And what I'm going to do is for this head area, especially, so this is what I'm concentrating on, right? Okay, let me undo that. I was meant to pick this area. Now, one of the cool things is when you have picked a particular color, you're sure that you've colored in the same colors in different parts of the drawing or on your character. You can do this neat trick, is right clicking and saying similar. What it does is it selects other areas in the drawings that you use the same color. Very nifty. You don't need to start, saves you time, but this, for now, I don't need the whole suit. I just want to show you a little, concentrate and show, because we're starting with the head, right, or the scowl, the mask, name it, what you're most comfortable with. So once that is chosen, I'm going to hit Ctrl J, and what it's going to do is that this selected areas are going to be moved automatically to another layer. Watch this, Ctrl J, and voila, it's moved it to another layer. And I'm going to hit the lock transparency, which is different from lock. What it means is that, what this lock transparency means is that I will not paint beyond, let me show you what I mean. Right, I'm going to increase, sorry about that, I moved to the pencil tool instead. Right, we'll make this bigger, probably use another, right? So I'm going to show you what I mean. You can see it's really cool because I don't need to go, I'm not going to go beyond this, right? So I can color, do anything I like, and yeah, I won't go beyond here. You can see nothing is showing here. So it's a real cool feature. Just learned about it recently, and we'll undo that. Oh, okay. So we'll go to my lasso tool, and we'll go start breaking down the mask into planes, showing where the primary and secondary light bounces are hitting me. Right, so I'm going to start with here. Oh, just realized I forgot something very important. Now I've created a light source direction layer, right? But what I haven't done is showing you how the light source is going to affect the drawing, right? I'm going to keep it fairly simple. It's going to come. I think I'll show it in 3 ways how it's coming in this direction, right? I'm showing you how it's going to hit, right? Don't want to be too overwhelming. We're going to have light source from here, here, there, right? And for the fun of it, I'm going to have one coming from the worm's eye view, right? So this is a reminder of where it's going to hit. And yes, right? So we have these sources, 3 sources of light. Sometimes I have more than that, but I want to keep it really simple. Okay, that done. Let's talk about blend mode. Your digital ink should be once you're ready to flag. I forgot to talk about that in the last video, so now that I remember. Now, if you notice, my digital inks layer is set on the blend mode of multiply. This, which is very good. It allows the colors to blend easily with the lineouts, which will be above the colors, right? And let me lock that down. I don't want to mistakenly work on that. So we'll go back to the layer that we've separated to work on. So now that we have figured out our light source, we'll concentrate on the scalp. So we'll be breaking down face into planes. Where you feel that you need to subtract from the selection, go right ahead. Just asking that for some dynamism. Just coloring this way, I want to show that there's some kind of bevel-like nature hidden there, right? And this is looking good. Guess I will continue right at the this got me wondering how I want to go about this. Okay. Go this way. Not really feeling that, but hey. Okay. Still need to work on the point here. Just imagine all the points that light will hit. Not so much here, but it will. So these are majorly the secondary and primary bounces. Okay, I need to remove that spot there. To do something out here as well, where the light will hit. Right? I'm liking that either. You can always zoom out and look at it, see what works and see what doesn't. Okay. There we go. Means I slipped. The reason why I'm not putting anything here is because based on the light, I'm going to be having a bit of shadow action there. And I want to be able to clearly show you how that works. So for this, I'm going to be using a warm light source. I'm going to go over to my brush. This is my basic brush, actually. I'm going to pick an airbrush, say 16. Find that a bit small, then go over to 100. Okay, that's fine. Now, no hardness, nothing. Cool. That's what makes it soft. And I can always bump down the opacity. Say 40. 44. Okay, let's keep it small. Once that's done, find a suitable orange-like color I like. Where it is, it sort of works for me. I could also bump up the brush a bit. Right, and let's see what it gives. Right, and for us to be able to view, I'm going to hide my marquee. Sorry, the matching out selection. Well, it seems it's not looking bad. Let's see what happens if unhide. Let's try something with the blend modes. Now I want you to see how that works. Go play around with soft light. Right? Oh, what I did forget is what I've done is change the whole layer to soft light. Okay, let's get it back at normal. Right? what I was meant to do was change the blend mode for the brush, not the layer. So you've learned from that, right? So that's what you're meant to do. So once that's done, let's see how it looks. Right? Right? Sorry. So what do you guys think? Like it? Trying to go back here as much as I can. But this is one of the reasons why you have to be careful, right? So we'll work with what we have. I could bump down the flow a bit. Just have a bit more control, right? And then hide. Okay, so once I'm done, what's next is, okay, let me go back. The reason why I went back is I wanted to show you a way of, because we still need to create, this is the primary light bounce. Now I want to do the secondary with a color that is a bit more yellowish, with the tinge of orange. So what I'm going to do is come over to modify contract, and what I'm going to do is create a small selection of what we've done before. 15 pixels, that's too much. Just want you to see that, right? It doesn't work in all areas, and just a way of you reducing how much you draw over the same area. Again, probably let's try 5. Okay, this looks a bit better. I'm going to hit my color check there. Going to be like borderline. This, I like how this looks. Right, come over. Probably drop the opacity a bit more, say 30. And one thing is, you can instantly change the percentage easily when you want, right? By just typing in the figures. That's what I'm doing. Just typing the percentage that I want, especially if you're trying to figure out the opacity using your stylus isn't working. And if I want to move over to the flow and edit the flow, what I need to do is hold down Shift and sorry. Okay, what I need to do is make sure I'm out of there and hold down Shift. I'll be able to control the flow. You can see it's changing because I'm holding down Shift and using the numerals, right? So let's paint over this a bit. So this is our secondary light bounce. So once that's done, we're now going to add the areas of shadow. That's definitely going to be like right here. Underneath the eyes. And I did it again. There's obviously going to be lots of shadow here. Going to have that going on here. Sorry about that. Okay, so I've drawn out my possible areas of shadow, and like I said, if the lighting is warm, the shadows are definitely going to be cool. So I'll apply some hues of blue, right, to mix it up. Using X to choose another, to switch color chips, right? Liking how this looks. Come over to my gradient tool, right, and I've already placed it on blend mode of screen. So I'm going to move in the direction of the shadow, which is that way. right? And you can see that so it works. You see, it's bringing something different to the drawing, right? Now what I'm just going to add is, for effect, is using the I'm going to use my lasso tool. Just want to add this. So when we will be recreating this effect, we already spent a lot of time on this. So I'm just going to add a little bit of cast and core shadow all rolled into one. Still here. I need to select that and zoom in and see how it looks like. Okay. Gonna change this to black. Then come over to my my dodge and burn tool. Right, so I'm going to hit it about there. It gives it another kind of effect, right? Looking at so once that's done, I'm going to right click and say merge visible layers, merge layers or merge visible, never flat image. Or if I want to use a shortcut, just to select it, just use Control E. Right, so it brings everything back together. For now, you may just need to hold on to renaming it. If this had been Photoshop CS6, it would have shown merge down, which would have still preserved the name. But this is Photoshop CS5, so this is the mask. So I'm going to be working on the rest of the body to recreate what I did here, right all the way down. And we'll see you guys in the next video where we'll be placing the highlights. Spent a lot of time on this and it's been worth it. So catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.